Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to a late and probably pretty short Saturday Hodgepodge. Can't remember which number this is. This morning my wife and I drove to the town where my daughter goes to college because she just got engaged. I'll put a picture of her and her fiance right here. We went up there to start looking at wedding venues and to start spending money on a wedding. You guys feel free to pray for me, and if I had a Patreon, I'd link it right now so you could give me some money. But that was good. Also, thinking about her wedding reminded me of my own, and my wife and I's 30th wedding anniversary will be this month. I'll put a picture of us as we are now right here, because it just seemed to be what I did today, and in some ways these Saturday hodgepodges are about what I did. Today I did finish reading a book. This is the first book I finished in December. I've been going kind of slow. Research paper Armageddon is pretty much over. I just have to put the grades on the papers, but I did finish reading The Lost Children Archive by Valeria Luiselli, and I will post a review of this book on Thursday. But I did just want to say that it was quite the reading experience. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it completely, but I will say that it was something to have read, something to read, something unusual, something different, something powerful in its own way. And like I said, I'm still not exactly sure of how much I like it. I really need to think about it. There's some issues with it that I didn't like, having to do with the writing, but it really was, I think, incredibly effective at kind of telling a really complex and, I'm going to say, almost surreal story in the end, very effectively, with a mixture of words and images that is unusual. And at the very least, I'll tell you right now, I think that the effort to do something different is worthwhile. Which brings me to my question today. I follow Marc Nash's channel, and Marc Nash is a writer, and he is a proponent of and a lover of what I'm going to call experimental fiction. Sorry, Marc, if that's the wrong term for it. But what he likes are novels exactly like The Lost Children Archive. And if you don't know, if you don't follow his channel, this will be one of his favorite reads of the year, I believe, when he does that video. That he likes books that challenge the traditional form of the novel. And so in reading this book, and kind of intentionally picking up a Marc Nash book and reading it, I thought to myself, is this something I like? It's certainly something I appreciate, experimental fiction and novels that are trying to do something different. But is it something that I like? And even though I don't give star ratings, how would I, balance what I like versus what I appreciate versus what I have, admiration for? So just wondering, how you feel about experimental fiction, novels that challenge the traditional narrative novel form. Is that something you enjoy reading, even if you find it challenging? Do you enjoy the challenge, or is it something that you think of as maybe just, some pyrotechnics, some tricks to try to cover up for bad narrative storytelling? I'm just kind of interested in seeing your opinions in the comment section down below. Okay, so having finished that, like I said, I'll put up my review of The Lost Children Archive on Thursday. Having finished that, on to what I'm going to start reading tonight and tomorrow. First of all, our Cousin Pond's read-along, the read-along of, or excuse me, it's actually a buddy read of Honoré de Balzac's Cousin Pond starts tomorrow, so I will be reading at least 50 pages of Cousin Pond's tomorrow so that I can join in with my fellow buddy readers and begin posting comments. If you have a copy of Cousin Pond's and you haven't signed up to join our buddy read, I will again leave my Voxer handle in the show notes down below, and you can certainly send me a Vox and I'll add you to our group message. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 days, read 50 pages every 2 days, and post on the second of those 2 days. We're going to post our Voxer comments and things like that on the second day. So tomorrow is the 8th, that's the first reading day, and then the 9th will be the day in which I think we're going to all try to leave some comments on Voxer. So if you want to join in, please feel free to do that. I'm also going to try to start reading the first of the Maigret detective novels by Georges Simenon, which, you know, it's a pretty short novella-length book, and these just look like fun. It looked like kind of a good, in some ways, diversion from the serious nature of the Lost Children Archive, and to read something, you know, just, you know, that's clever and good for sheer enjoyment. Also, though, and I mentioned Marc Nash's channel already, also just recently, Marc Nash did a review of 3 books of poetry, and one of those was Transcript by Heinrich Bacher, which is just, I was so moved by his description of the book and his reading a passage from the book that I ordered one through Amazon, and I get free shipping because I'm an Amazon Prime member, and it came the next day, and I couldn't help myself but to get started. And this is essentially a book of poetry which uses the actual words from Nazi guards, Nazi officials, about the Holocaust to kind of, I think, tell very powerfully the story of the Holocaust in the words of the people who perpetrated it, even in the mundane language they used in perpetrating it. And so I can't help myself. I'm dipping in and out of this book already. So those are the 3 books I'm going to be reading next. And I think that's about it for today's Saturday Hodgepodge. Anyway, hope you see this today or maybe tomorrow, and as always, look forward to your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about experimental fiction, experimental novels, and as always, thank you for watching.